Welcome to another episode of Manhood Academy Podcasting. We're in the classroom. We have new students, ahoy, in here. It's getting full. And so we're going to figure out a way to rotate students because we're eventually going to have to. Google Hangouts can only, or Google Plus can only accommodate, I think 10 people is max. And I'm pretty sure, like, Blue won't be able to get in right now.
No, you got it.
Oh, Blue, you're here.
What's up, Blue?
What? Whoa, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Blue's here? What?
I said, push it, I am here.
Okay, I made a false announcement about Blue's death, but actually he's still alive. He's here. He's alive and well.
For now.
Well, it looks like we're at 10.
Webcam.
I just read on, I was Googling it. I was Googling about Google, and I found out that we could have a maximum of 9 participants, but maybe it's 10 including the host.
10.
Is it 10? Well, I guess it is 10. I'm looking at 10 right here.
9 others, including you, so
Right.
that's 10.
So that might be the max, unless another student joins and proves me wrong. But so we're at capacity. So if another student tries to join right now, I don't know what the message is going to say. We're going to have to ask him. The point is, we're going to have other opportunities, and that's why we're going to start a sign-up sheet. So if you're a guy who is constantly online at the appropriate time, you're going to have first pick. You're obviously going to be in class sooner than the other people. And some students, they're in different time zones around the world, so sometimes they might come late for whatever reason. They have a job they're coming from, or it's just the wrong time zone for them. We're going to try and get a sign-up sheet going so we can get you in at least one class a week. At least. We'd like to have you in all 4 classes if possible, but at least we want to get you in one. So we're going to, most likely, I started a sign-up sheet in the orientation section. Always check the orientation section. Every time you visit the forum, always check that. Whoa. Franchise. No earthquakes.
What?
Franchise is creating Godzilla effect over there, derailing the podcast. Okay, so, franchise, stop.
What's up? Oh.
So, if you guys, the sign-up sheet's in the orientation section, always check the orientation section. Right now, we're going to try and do it first come, first serve. So, if you're motivated to come to class, great. I'd love to have you here. If you definitely want to come to class, if you definitely want to participate and you didn't make it in, definitely sign up on the sign-up sheet for the class, which will be in the orientation section, which I just repeated myself for the 3rd time now.
Definitely.
So, hang 10. Hang, what? Your necklace? Oh, hold on.
Did he post one for this class?
Your
or something?
necklace?
Yeah. Orientation section. Class. Okay.
Technically,
Did it have like a little thing?
We weren't able to get
Oh, that's from last week. Ding. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Are people calling in to get in? They're like,
No, I need the...
hey man, come join. Give me a pass. Yeah,
Sit here, right here. Okay, I guess my girlfriend's going to stick around for one class. She was going to leave, but she pulled a pump fake. She's here right now, but...
Wait, you got a real life girlfriend?
Yeah, so if we need to consult a girl... Hold on, if we need to consult a girl, we can ask her, but for the meantime, don't pay attention. She's not here. I'm here.
Would she like my dating profile?
No. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So, let's see here. Let's start. Let's get down to business, gentlemen. Let's go over to, if you're following my screen, if you want to make it as big as possible, click on the little left arrow on the left side of my screen, and you'll see it hopefully a little clearer. If not, you could just pop into the forum, and we're always going to start, Carbon, we're always going to start on the film and lecture section. Film and lecture section, podcasting topics. So anytime you want to follow along where we're going to start in class, that's right there. All right, so I'm going to go there right now. Click over. And I'm actually going to skip down to the last topic I just added there. Can everybody see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Cole, you surviving?
I am.
Carbon? Carbon copy?
Yeah, you can call me Cole. It's fine.
I want to call you Carbon.
You can call me Carbon then, too.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's see here. We got BAMP. Is that going to open? Okay. Oh, Tortilla.
Oh, my God.
I was tempted to call you Torero, but I forgot you had your new name
You
changed.
should. That's my name.
Close enough. You're the guy who wanted to change your name, so now you're Tortilla. Hassle me about your name long, don't you? Nice avatar. Why'd you change that? What happened to your calm one?
There's so many nice avatars around here. I gotta counterbalance it.
You
don't
got
have a
it.
choice, man.
You got to make it a little dangerous
Yes, I
around
do.
here.
I changed it myself.
No, he's a paying student. He has a choice. His avatar can change.
Well, I'm a paying student.
Oh, you are?
Mine's supposed to be a yo-yo.
Why did I force you into a yo-yo?
Now's not the time, Jar. Now's
Sam
not
up
the time.
and down.
That's right. until you can prove to me you're not up and down, you get to be a yo-yo.
Well, I'm a yo-yo forever now.
We should have a tier paying system. Like if you pay $1, you can change your name. You pay another $1, you can change your avatar.
Oh, it's like something awful does that.
Give you incentive. No, if you're on scholarship, you don't have any say in your avatar. I'm just going to pick one for you. you're going to have to learn very quickly. Like one guy, I think he quit the class because we changed his avatar. He had a cool jet. And Chris, he basically flunked out because I gave him a puppy with ears. Not participating in class, just on scholarship for the free ride, and not doing anything, not posting anything. So, like I said, since it's social interaction class, I'm going to make him decide. As the guy who's in charge of leading the social interaction and initiating the social interaction, you have to make the other person decide. If the other person's not making a decision, that means you're what, Big L? You on lag, Big L? He might be on lag.
Lag?
Travo, you there?
Oh, DVP just joined.
Oh, he kicked me out.
Oh, he just jumped blue.
He just jumped.
He just jumped blue and took his spot. Travo, hold on a second. We need to keep order here since we got more students. Travo, are you there? Or are you on lag? Travo, push the volume on your mic. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Travo, you there? Travo's on a permanent lag. Forget it. Jar.
Yeah.
Ah, finally somebody in real time. Finally somebody not lagged out. Jar, if you're not leading and initiating the social interaction, if you're letting a guy stay around in your forum, not doing anything, on scholarship, on your dime, he's not doing anything, and you're not doing anything about it, you're passively sitting back and allowing him to be there without going in any direction, what does that say about you?
That's just that you're terrible at leading. It's that you don't know how to get your expectations met.
Exactly. What's the defining characteristic of somebody who can lead a social interaction, who can get his who can get his expectations met? What's the defining characteristic of a socially competent person, Trero?
He puts people to this decision.
Could you say that without stuttering again? One more time.
Yeah, let me try. He puts people to a decision.
Yes. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Carbon?
I did.
Awesome. Then I'm going to ask you a trick question.
Okay.
A socially competent person, what is the defining characteristic of him?
He causes others to have to make a decision.
Yes. Why does that define a socially competent person, DBP?
Because it shows that you care about your expectations. You're making them either meet your expectation or fuck off.
Exactly. In shorthand terms and layman's terms, they're either meeting your decision or they're fucking off. In a functional relationship, why would you want people to meet your expectations, Cole? Carbon Cole?
I think there's probably quite a few reasons, but maybe
Well, I want the right reason. I don't care about Cole. I don't care about the few reasons. I want the right reason.
Okay. So that you can have your expectations met and be a happy person.
Torero, you want to give me the right answer?
I dozed off a little bit. What was the question?
Franchise, you paying attention?
You have to repeat the question. So
Of course. Travo, you there?
It's still muted.
Still muted. Travo, still muted. Big L, you want to take a stab at it?
So you can build a relationship.
Tim Will, you're up to bat.
Damn.
Damn is not the answer. You're getting warm, though. You're getting close. We're going to go to the senior student, Bogler.
So you can meet the needs of both people. No.
Oh, did you hear this genius right here? He just said the answer. You guys should pay attention. Senior student knows what he's talking about in this case. Say it again.
So you can meet the needs of both students in a both people in a relationship.
Okay. So, let me ask you another trick question, Cole.
Okay.
Your expectations, right? Why do you want to get them met in a relationship? If your expectations are functional, assuming your expectations are functional, not dysfunctional, why would you want to get them met?
So that the needs of all people involved are being met as well.
Yes. If your expectation is functional, even if the other person doesn't like it, especially like girls in a relationship, they often hate what you say in the beginning. I don't like that. That's not right. That's not fair. If your expectation proves functional, it will meet the needs of everybody in the relationship, including the girl. If the needs of both people aren't being met in the relationship, your expectation is dysfunctional. That means even if you get your expectation met, it won't matter. Eventually the relationship will explode, implode, whatever you want to say. It's not going to last. Both parties' needs have to be met. The good thing about needs is what, DBP?
They're universal. Everybody has the same needs.
Yes, they're universal. Everybody has the same ones. What do we hear in society or on TV, Jar, about our needs?
People have different needs.
Yeah, you always hear people have different needs. Everybody's special. Everybody's individual.
Yeah, everybody has different things
Yeah,
that they
that's bullshit.
want.
Because if that was true, we wouldn't be able to make any generalizations. You notice how we make a lot of generalizations and apply a lot of social programs to large groups of people? Why is that even possible? If it was really true that everybody has individual needs, how would it be possible to apply all these different social programs to large groups of people? How would that be possible, Bogler?
It's possible because people have similar needs and similar behavior patterns.
No, the point is it's not possible. That proves to us that our needs are universal. That we don't just have individual needs, like Sally's needs aren't different from Jimmy's needs, and Jimmy's needs are different from Tommy's needs. Needs are universal. So if you are actually hitting a need, which means your expectation is functional, how do we know if our expectation is functional, Jar?
If they're getting needs met.
If they're getting their needs met, we know that expectation is functional. Is an expectation to have a meal every day functional, Carbon?
Of course. At least
You say that like you know that. How do you know it's a good expectation? How do you know it's functional, not dysfunctional?
Well, I get hungry.
Yeah, so what's telling you that it's a functional need? I'm sorry, it's a functional expectation.
Well, I suppose that if I didn't eat, I wouldn't live very long.
Yes, it's meeting a need. You're staying alive. It is meeting something essential. That is how you know your expectation is functional.
Right.
So what did the social program thing have to do with it?
What is what?
You said, how do we apply large programs to like different groups of people? Like you came up with a hypothetical question.
Motherfucker. Okay. Let's move on here. Okay, what's... Yeah, Boggles, sometimes... Boggles, sometimes you say things in class, it totally derails my train of thought. I can't even fathom how you could be stuck on a sub-point, how you could be stuck on an example from a previous point that has nothing to do with the main point. You're a senior student here. You have to be paying attention and setting the example.
Okay.
Carbon sees you now. He's like, what is this? Insane Academy?
I just admiring my beard now that I'm getting so many compliments.
Could you stop staring at yourself in the cam and pay attention in class? That might help you out. Fucking Boggles. Okay, what was my original...
Professor. Oh shit, Tim Will has a
What's my original point?
Yeah, he does.
What's that?
I have a question.
Yes.
You're saying expectations are functional if... I'm not too sure what finishes that statement.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what we're finishing. Sorry that Boggles interrupted us. The expectation is functional if it's meeting a need. The good thing about needs is that they're universal. So if your expectation is functional, it means it's meeting a need. And if you're meeting a need, that essentially means you're by definition, you're meeting both people's needs in the relationship. So for instance, if your need in a relationship, I shouldn't say if your need is, you have a need in a relationship, affection, right?
Yeah.
That is a mutual need.
Yes.
So it requires two people. It requires the recipient of the affection, you, and the person giving the affection, your girlfriend or your wife, right?
Correct.
So that's a mutual need. That's not a one-sided thing. It's not like you get affection and the other person doesn't benefit. You're getting a meal today, or you had a meal today, right? Keeps you alive. So you can go to work, so you can do what? So you can meet the needs of the other person in your relationship. If you just went to work and ate and didn't lead the relationship, weren't initiating the social interaction in your relationship, weren't directing the other person since you're the guy in the relationship, that's your function, the director, the initiator. If you're not fulfilling that role, you're not meeting everybody's needs. Not only are your needs not getting met, but also your partner's needs aren't getting met. So once a need is met, once we know it's a need when it meets both people, we know it's a functional expectation when it meets both people's needs. So for instance, if you have an expectation, let's say you have an expectation to eat Chinese food, okay? You really love Chinese food. You grew up eating Chinese food and you think it's the best thing on earth. You're adamant that you only eat Chinese food. You don't eat Greek food, okay? Your girlfriend happens to love Greek food. Your expectation, you insist, and you will go out of your way to not go to Greek restaurants, to not make any accommodations, to not eat if there's any Greek food around. You will only eat Chinese food. Guess what? Eventually, your expectation is going to cause problems in the relationship because you may not be around a Chinese restaurant in the area you happen to be in that day. Does that mean you're not going to eat? Well, if that is your expectation, a dysfunctional expectation that you hold and are not willing to give up, everybody's going to suffer in your relationship. You're not going to eat. She's not going to be happy. Eventually, relationship explodes. This is what happens a lot of times when preferences become these huge, big obstacles. Like I said, it's just Chinese food, right? You liking Chinese food, people think, oh, it's just one of my preferences. Not a big deal, right? Well, on the surface, it's not a big deal. Like, for instance, let's say you insist on having Chinese food and not Greek food, and there's no Chinese food around, so you miss one meal. Missing one meal isn't going to kill you, right?
Right.
But over the long run, if that is your pattern, you value your preference, your dysfunctional expectation over your necessity, eventually it will become a problem. Eventually you'll become malnourished, social situation, there'll be a problem, your relationship will have problems because the needs aren't being met on a regular basis. You know, if you don't have a meal regularly, you're not going to be a happy person. How often do you eat? Every day?
I eat every day.
Right. What if I just gave you a meal once every 3 days? You think you'd have problems functioning eventually in the long run?
I wouldn't be able to concentrate.
There would be definite problems. There would be malnutrition problems that affect your concentration, everything. Essentially, down the line, if your expectation is dysfunctional, it's going to manifest itself the longer you have experiences, the longer you're alive. That expectation is going to come back to haunt you if it's dysfunctional. So again, if it's a functional expectation, it's going to meet everybody's needs. If you have a preference, you like the color green, you like a restaurant, you like entering the left door and not the right door, if you insist on maintaining these dysfunctional expectations and you are not meeting the needs of the other person, cause relationship problems. The needs must be met, which means your expectations must eventually be functional. Do you have dysfunctional expectations, Jar?
Yep, of course I do right now.
Tim, do you have dysfunctional expectations?
Yep.
Let me ask you a trick question, DBP. Do I have dysfunctional expectations?
Yes.
Yes, everybody has dysfunctional expectations. But a lot of us find ways to meet our needs, don't we? Even though we have dysfunctional expectations?
Yeah.
So in a
Like
sense...
a lot of guys, they can't get sex, so they fap. That's what
right. You don't have sex, you have porn, you beat off, whatever, right? So in a sense, you're kind of addressing that need. You're not fully meeting that need, but you're kind of making do.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they kind of make do. They have a Band-Aid, right? They make do. This doesn't fix the problem. It just puts a temporary Band-Aid over the problem. It kind of sweeps it under the rug until you have another problem, until you have another symptom that results from having this dysfunctional expectation. Eventually you have a mountain of them, and before you know it, fuck, what happened to my life? I don't know what to do now. I don't know how to manage this job. I don't know how to manage my friends anymore. You know, they're out of control. Did they start out of control, Boggles?
No.
Did your job start out of control? Did your car start dirty?
No.
How long did it take you to accumulate all that crap in your car?
A few months.
I think a little bit longer. I think it's still accumulating. Right now you got a brand new car.
Yeah.
It didn't have that much crap in it, right?
No.
Do you have dysfunctional expectations, though, for your car?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's like...
You hope. You hope. Like a gremlin is in control of your car, right? You're not in control of your car, right? Magically stuff can enter your car without your permission. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, ideally, if I had a chick, she could keep everything in place. But
So, Boggles, are you answering the question or are you making another bullshit excuse?
I have dysfunctional expectations.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. So those dysfunctional expectations aren't manifesting in your relationship with your car right off the bat. Because when I was in your car, it was relatively clean. Looked like a brand new car. But I've seen your past car, Boggles. So I know your expectations with your car are dysfunctional. And over time, I'm willing to bet that if I look at your car a year from now, it's going to look like shit, just like your last car. There's going to be crap piled high.
So I'm trying to be
That's
better.
not the point. Are you paying attention to the point?
Yeah, having a dysfunctional expectation will lead to the same result.
Yes, so what does it matter? You telling me it's just a new car right now?
Well, what I'm saying is maybe now I'm changing my expectation because I have a nicer car.
So you think the circumstances are ruling your behavior. If you have a nice car, if you got a semi-nice car, it wouldn't affect your dysfunctional expectation? You're saying that you're ruled by your outward environment.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Motherfucker.
I am. Like, oh, I have a nicer car. Okay, now I'm going to take care of it.
Torero, do you believe this bullshit answer that he just gave?
100%.
Franchise, you believe this bullshit answer Boggles just gave?
No, because
No,
I've had a car for 2 years, and I've had it made it dirty, but I realized I need to keep it clean in order to keep a functional car, basically.
So does a car control your behavior? Boggles is saying that the car controls his behavior.
No, I control my behavior. I control what I go, what puts inside, what's taken out.
Well, DBP, according to Boggles, the car controls his behavior. Is that your experience, that cars and inanimate objects control your behavior?
No.
No.
Like, look at my bed. I allow it to be.
Yeah, are you sure your bed doesn't have control over you? Are you sure that's your fault?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay,
I
well,
can go make it right now.
in Boggle's case, it's Boggle's bed that controls him. Boggle's bed is in charge of making it or not. Cole, does your room control you, or do you control your room?
The latter.
Are you sure? Because Boggle's room controls him. Are you positive, Cole?
100%.
Well, I'm gonna test case one more time just to check my hypothesis. Jar, that shelf behind you, is that your shelf, or does that shelf control you? Does that shelf control your life right there?
No, I control the shelf.
Are you sure? Because Boggle's shelf controls his life.
No, I know what goes on the shelf, and I know what takes off the shelf, and I clean the shelf, and I don't clean the shelf, so I'm in charge.
Okay, so could you tell Boggles right now to please not bring his bullshit excuses to class?
Boggles, please don't bring your bullshit excuses to class.
Thank you. Okay, let's continue on here. Let's get to our first topic. And it's actually at the end here. Oh, this one. I didn't want to cover this, but...
It's at the end.
I know. Motherfucker.
I didn't want to hit you, son, but you made me do it.
I didn't even want to cover this, but my fault here. Hold on a second. As I remind students, which I just failed to do, make sure that when you come to class, you always click the little speaker icon in the chat room so it's not making Rice Krispie noises like mine is. All right, so let me click this off here. Okay, so we, as you know,
Blue.
what's that?
No, you can see Blue in the chat. He's like, oh, I got kicked out.
Ah, poor Blue. Well, as always, if you miss out on the classroom experience, you can always listen to the podcast. I know it's not the same. It's much better to be here live. So again, we encourage you to sign up in the classroom sheet. And so we'll make sure that everybody gets a chance. And I think maybe we'll I don't know how to do this, because if Blue's connection is bad, we might have to drop Blue to keep DVP in the class. But if I would rather that if you sign up for the class, like if Blue signed up for the class and he drops out, his connection drops out, I don't want DVP, just trying to join in, bumping his spot. So I want to keep some. No, it's fine. We don't have a policy yet. I'm saying we're making a policy right now. So we're going to have to decide. And I'm leaning more towards, if you sign up for that day, then I'm going to give you priority. And if you drop out, I'm going to give you like maybe a 5-minute window to get back in. And then if you can't get back in, I'll say in the class, in the chat room, that another student can try to join, or I'll have another student announce it who's in charge of that, so it won't distract me while I'm talking. But we're going to have to decide on that, and we will decide on that shortly. Let's see here. Okay. So this was a new student that just joined. Let me see my right one. Oops, wrong place. Adam Smasher. So, let's see. Problem here, Adam Smasher graduated early. He graduated today, in fact, which means he basically flunked out. A lot of guys here have the same problem, but not to his degree. When you're an older student, especially if you're an older student, you have a lot of stuff written on you already. You have a lot of good things, or maybe say a few good things, and a lot of bad things. And this is causing a lot of confusion in your life, causing a lot of problems in your life. But because you've had so many experiences and so many people teaching you different things throughout the years, you've kind of like absorbed some things and rejected other things, and now you kind of built up your own pet philosophy about life. What's the problem with that, Jar?
Well, you don't, I'd say that you've got too much pride, that you think that just because you believe that you've experienced life, you think that you've got the right to preach about it and that you're right, but in reality you've experienced something that doesn't make sense or that is wrong.
That's exactly the problem. You have to be, as a socially competent person, you have to be put under public scrutiny. You have to be able to come into a classroom like this with 10 guys and account for your behavior. If you can't do that, something's wrong. Something's wrong with your behavior. So you have to be accountable publicly. So if especially if you're an older guy and you're taking a teaching position, like Adam Smasher assumed in the chat room today, you have to be accountable for your behavior. He wants to have a private chat about this, but I can't afford to have a private chat about this. This is a public thing. The reason why you guys are so affected by what we teach here, and the reason why you guys respond so well to the ebook we put out, is because it has undergone a lot of public scrutiny. It seems like there's not a lot of critics sometimes here. We get our critics from time to time, like hardcore. I'm talking about hardcore who will dissect the ebook, backwards and forwards and leave like these mile-long posts. We get them from time to time, but you notice we don't get them like on a regular basis like some people do, or like piled on. Why don't they do that, Torero?
Because it's hard to argue against it.
It is. It's hard to argue against things that are self-evident or reasonable. Public scrutiny works in our favor. When you guys can all scrutinize something, when I can scrutinize something with you, when we can all scrutinize gravity or mathematics or something scientific, we can all agree and we can all find it reasonable and we can say this is the reason why we think this is so. right? We have come to a reasonable conclusion. We have put it under the test of public scrutiny. People have try to poke holes in it, but the more they try to poke holes in it, the more self-evident it becomes. What happens if a ton of people try to poke holes at something that's not reasonable or not self-evident or not, just not correct, not accurate? What happens to a DBP?
It's going to deflate. It's going to just crumble under the scrutiny.
Yes. If you have one person, it's going to be a slower process. But if you have a ton of people that are just looking at it and poking holes in it, trying to poke holes in it, it's going to happen very quickly. That's why you don't see a lot of critics coming on here and just going full blast. We always invite them. Hey, you have a problem with the ebook, bring your ass on and debate us, right? We're open to publicly debating you. The reason why we can do that, the reason why you guys respond so well, is because this does stand up under the test of public scrutiny.
Even to non-educated guys, like guys who don't have that much knowledge and really young guys, I think what's being taught here is very primal. It's not just a logical, I get this logically. It's like at a gut level. When you read the ebook.
Well, it's even more than that. It's not just a gut level. It's not just instinct. It has to be real in your experience. If the things here, if we told you something, you didn't understand it on a theoretical level, but we just told you to do something. We told you to behave a certain way. If you didn't get the desired result, if it didn't meet your need, eventually you'd go, why the fuck am I doing this? Why am I doing it? Why am I doing what you said? Why am I trying to fish this way if I never catch any fish? Something is wrong with what you're teaching me or the way I'm implementing it. But if I'm not able to catch fish, I'm not able to meet my need. So what you're telling me isn't helping me. Yeah. What we're telling you, whether you understand it theoretically or not, it has to be helpful in your daily experience. If it's not helpful, if it's not affecting your relationships in a positive way, it doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter how great it sounds, right, Jar? Boggles?
Most guys do think this way, but it's in our society, it's politically incorrect too. So the one thought I had when I was reading the ebook, the one consistent thought I've had was, I've always thought what this book is saying, but I thought I was going nuts. That was the thought I was getting.
Yeah, a lot of guys they can see inconsistencies in their life or hypocrisies in the way they're treated in certain things, but they don't know how to articulate it. They don't know how to connect the dots. The ebook is basically connecting the dots for you. So what we have here is a case of a student saying, I want to teach, I'm signed up, I'm choosing to learn from you, from Manhood Academy, but yet I have a lot of pride, so I want to be the teacher. I'm going to teach you. And you'll get this a lot of even you guys do this from time to time where we'll say something or we'll tell you something, and then you'll immediately, instead of, soaking it in or agreeing or whatnot, you'll quickly offer something of your own. Oh yeah, that makes sense, but also this, and this, right? Why do you offer that something? You want to be validated. You want the pat on the back. You want the high five. We're not here to high five you. You're here to learn from us. If we were here to learn from you, we would have signed up at your academy. But you're signed up at our academy. That tells us something right off the bat. We have something to teach you. We don't want to learn something from you. If you want to teach us something, we always tell you. What do we tell you if you want to teach us something, Boggles?
Start your own academy.
Start your own academy or graduate this one, right? Mm-hmm. You want to tell me something? Graduate, and you're free to teach me all you want. And then I'm going to put it under what? If you teach me something, I'm going to do what with it?
Scrutinize it?
Yes, I'm going to put it under public scrutiny. We're going to post it in the visitor section in the forum somewhere where we can all examine it. Then we'll see if it withstands the test of public scrutiny, of every eye in the world looking at it and trying to poke a hole in it to see if it's reasonable, to see if it's helpful, to see if it's real in your experience. If it works for DVP, that's great. But what if it doesn't work for Travo, or it doesn't work for Tortilla, or it doesn't work for Tim Will? Not helpful, right? You always hear things, guys tell you things, like mystery method. Hey guys, this is helpful for a certain type of guy. If you're looking for 10s, 9s, and 10s, these chicks, this only help alpha males, or this only help this subset of males, or this only help these type of dudes, or you only get these type of girls, right? Complete bullshit. If it can't be scrutinized by everybody, it's not worth scrutinizing. That's like saying, yeah, we got a special meal here, but it'll only feed black people. White people, they can't eat this meal. Ridiculous. That has to stand up under the test of public scrutiny if you're going to teach it. Call you later. Class interruption. She left. Okay. Shh, now we can whisper all the good stuff. All right, go. Shut the door. Go. We're whispering good stuff without you. Go. Shh. All right. Now we can talk about the cool stuff.
She's going to be waiting outside the door listening.
Maybe. Let's see here. So we got a student who wants to teach. And because of the pride built up over years, like we said in exposing, this is section 2 of the ebook, exposing dysfunction. When you base your pride on something you're teaching or something you believe in for X amount of years, that is like your identity. That's your best friend. And when somebody comes along and pokes a hole in it and you're not ready for that hole to be poked in your pet theory, that's almost, that is saying something against you. You feel like you're personally being attacked. You're a bad person and you will fight to the death. to not be exposed, to not feel like a fool, right? We don't want to feel like fools in the chat room. Bogler doesn't want to feel like a fool. Bogler is very defensive. He's a great guy to socialize with. He's very expressive. You'll have a good time talking to Bogler. Anybody talk to Bogler? Carbon, you talked to Bogler yet?
Not yet.
You'll have a good time talking to him. But if you touch his
Yeah,
pride,
he's
you're going to see a different side of Bogler. You're going to see a defensive side. A guy who wants to jump on you, kill you, knife you. His beard looks sexy right now, but there's a dark side to Bogler.
There's a bomb behind that beard.
There's a bomb behind that beard. Exactly. So, Boggles is learning slowly. The pride is getting in the way. He's got to learn to do things competently, not to keep his pride intact. What's the problem if he keeps his pride intact and he doesn't do things competently? What's the problem with that, franchise?
You become dysfunctional?
Not only that, what's the other problem, Big Will? What's the main problem? Tim Will.
Oh, big. His relationships are just going to fail.
Yeah, his relationships are going to fail. With you at the academy, with people outside the academy, they're going to fail. They're going to tank. So, what's the point? Tortilla?
Point?
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah, point? Point? I don't know.
We're here to learn.
We're here to learn. So, General, what's the point, Carbon?
I think the point is that if you can't be humble and you have a large amount of hubris, it'll stand in your way of growth.
If you care more for your pride than becoming socially competent, you're going to maintain your pride and not get into good relationships, not maintain good relationships. That is exactly Bogler's problem, and you will notice that. But Bogler is in the process of working on that. He to some small extent, he realizes it. The more he realizes it, the more he'll be forced to address it. The more he addresses it, the more his relationships will change. The nature of his relationships will become richer. He'll be better friends. He'll have a stronger connection with the girls he's leading. Without that, what's that?
I like how every class we have a little segment where we talk about Bogler. Bogler's corner.
Bogler loves to take the spotlight. He's both a warning and an example. So when we're talking about good expression, we want to talk about Bogler. He's a great expressive guy. You'll see when he started, but now awesome expression. But also he's also the warning. Don't end up like Bogler if you want to have a good relationship. Eventually, I hope Bogler becomes the other side of that poster. He becomes the after picture. Look at Boggles. If Boggles, the worst student at the academy, can turn his relationships around, then you can do it too. And I don't say that lightly because I've worked with Boggles for years. I'm not saying Boggles is, I'm not just trying to make a point emphatically by exaggerating. I'm saying, look, if somebody like Boggles, who has as much trouble forming relationships as Boggles, can turn it around and have successful relationships, can have relationships that meet his needs. That's what I mean when I say successful, meet your needs. I don't like throwing terms out there that are just like, successful attainment without giving you some idea what that means. But if his relationships meet his needs, then you can have your relationships meet your needs. Okay? Boggles of all people. That's why I use him. Boggles is like the extreme. So if he's like the worst student and he can make it, you can make it. There's hope for you too. So Adam Smasher decided, hey, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach the course. Did not make it. We gave him his refund. He's out of here. So we always leave the door open to students. As hard as we are on you students, we always leave the door open for you. That means, I'll give you an example. There's a guy who paid for the course, the full price of the in-person course, which I try to price ridiculously high so I don't have to meet with you in person. But there's a student, one of the early students, who paid for the in-person course, which means thousands of dollars as opposed to $10. Okay? This is thousands of dollars. He paid for the in-person course. He flunked out within... Well, there's one guy who flunked out within a day, but that's not because he just didn't show up. He never returned calls or anything. I don't know if he died or whatever, but that's one guy. But I'm talking about this other guy, paid for the course, the in-person course, and flunked out because of the same problem that Adam experienced. But guess what? Because he paid for the course, he made a commitment. So I already made a commitment to him that as long as you pay for the course, it's lifetime, which means I will not give up on you. I don't care if I hate you. I don't care if you're this guy cursing me out in the chat room. I don't care if you're challenging my authority every single day. I'm still going to punish you. I'm still going to reprimand you. I'm still going to make it difficult for you. I'm going to make life difficult for you, but I'm never going to ban you from the forum. I'm never going to keep you out permanently. I might give you a paper to do, etc. But I'm obligated to you. Do you understand my responsibility here? The point of being an authority carries responsibility. So if this guy says, hey, teach me, here's the money, guess what? Now I bound myself to him. I'm responsible to him for a lifetime. So as long as I'm teaching, the academy's still open to him. So if he comes back one day, 10 years later and says, hey, you're still an asshole, but I want to start over again. Great. Sign back up. You're in. You already paid. That means I have a lifetime commitment to you. I have a lifetime responsibility. Authority, responsibility go hand in hand. So that's the story of Adam Smasher. You guys can read about it. I posted his thing in the one of the review section. Not a favorable review, but I had to respond to it nonetheless. Let's see. Let's go over. Oh, before I forget, Big L, you fucking used car salesman, you. Before I forget, Big L, I want to address that.
That was a cool thought. That was a cool image.
Which one?
The one that shows difference. The guy who's writing the paper, and that one has an Acer computer while everyone else in class has a computer.
That one is classic. I love that. Okay, where's Big L? Oh, here's Big L. Everybody see the screen okay?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, oh, fuck. I think Big L just realized. He's on. Finally, Big L turned in his grammar report, which was due years ago. So I asked, the one I didn't record was when he came into the chat room before he got banned from the chat room. It was me asking basically the same question. Big L, where's your grammar report? Oh, it's coming in, Professor. It'll be right there. Right? The check's in the mail. Then I started recording at this point. Big L, you finished your grammar post yet? Yeah, I'm posting it in the forum. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the chat room, but students have a way of promising their life away. They'll make promises. I'll give you my first daughter. I'll be the best student possible. I'm going to make it. I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Any other promises you can think of? Boggles, DBP, Tim Will.
I'll write my EM post.
I'll write my EM post. Oh, hey, Plum, I'm working on this EM post. This real cool thing happened. I'm going to turn it in real soon.
I'll make my schedule.
Hey, guys, I'm going to make my schedule. I just read the schedule thread. I'm so psyched. I'm so excited. Hey, I'm going to turn in an expression post every week or every day. Plum, you're going to see it. I'm really excited. I'm going to do it. What's my response when I hear that, Tim Will?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, my initial response is the same response as Captain Kirk here. Yes. First, when I'm done laughing and rolling around on the floor, after the tears have gone, then I usually tell you, hey, I don't care what you promise me. I don't care what you tell me you're going to do. What do I care about, Torero?
You care that it gets done.
Yeah. Tell me about it after you post it, after you've done it. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Do it. Then tell me you've done it. So here's Mr. Used Car Salesman, Big L. Hey, I'm going to turn in that grammar post, Plum. I'm going to turn it in. So we're on time number 2. Of course, he's going to turn it in. So then time number 3. Big L, where's your post? I'm about to post it. I'm just checking the grammar, man.
Checking the grammar on the grammar.
Checking the grammar on the grammar report.
Fuck.
So then we went through it again. And finally, I was shocked. This time he actually posted it. That was the shocking news. He actually posted it. He shut me up. We went to the forum, and Boggles proofread his post. And then what happened on line number 3 of the post, of the grammar post, Boggles?
He wrote a sentence without, with bad grammar.
Yeah, just missing a word. I don't care about Shakespeare. I'll even buy a run-on sentence, but if you're just missing a word, that's just laziness. That's not reading that's not reading your post out loud.
Yeah, you want to cake or something.
Yeah, and it was like one sentence. It was like 3 sentences in, and was that the end of it, Bogler? You just found one error?
No, that was the beginning.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the nightmare. Of a long nightmare series of grammar errors, grammatical errors.
There was a point where there was an incomplete sentence.
Yeah, that you could have caught if you had simply read it out loud like you were told to do. Again, this I don't care what you tell me you're going to do. I care about you doing it. And this, of all things, is a grammar post. You're supposed to be teaching people about grammar, and this thing is a fucking train wreck of grammar. It's ridiculous. Turn in quality work because I don't care about you doing the work. I care about you doing it correctly. Why do I care about you doing it correctly, Jar?
So you continue doing it correctly.
Not so I continue doing it correctly, so that what?
Well, I meant we.
Yes. So that what? Say the answer again.
So we continue to do it correctly. We make habit of doing it correctly.
Yeah. So you become competent at what you do.
Yeah, competent, yeah.
I don't want you to do stuff just to spin your wheels. I don't want you to kind of get by. Do I love it when you tell me I'm sort of going to give you the right answer, Tim Will? Am I looking for sort of the right answer? No. I'm looking for the right answer. Why do I care about the right answer?
Oh, you're talking to me?
You think I'm talking to the wall?
You're looking for the right answer because it shows that we're paying attention.
That's one thing, but that's not the main thing. Why do I care about you giving the right answer? Boggles?
That we're learning.
Nope.
So that we know what we're doing.
Yes, that'll indicate that. Why do I care about you giving the right answer, Franchise?
Because you want to know, you want to see where we are at, and we are sure of our answer.
Carbon, why do I care about you giving me the right answer, and not just some answers, or your answers?
Because the correct answer is proven to work.
Yes, which shows what, DBP?
Well,
What does it show about you?
it's functional.
What does it show about you, Torero? Tortilla?
Shows that you get what it's about.
Yes, it shows that we're what? What is this? Travel, what am I looking for?
It shows that you're competent.
Yes. Shows that you're competent. Which
So
essentially
answer.
means you know how to do it right. You know how to do it correctly. You don't sort of know how to do it. There is no neutral here. You either get it right or you get it wrong. There is no sort of getting it right. Just like there's no sort of functional. You're not sort of functional and sort of dysfunctional. You're what, Jar?
You are either functional or dysfunctional.
Yes. There are 1,000 degrees of dysfunction. Even more than that. There are an infinite number of ways to be dysfunctional. And only what, DBP?
One way, 1 degree of function.
Yes. When you are functional, that means you have found what, Torero?
You're functional, that means you found the right form.
Yes, you found the right form, which means you found what, Tim Will?
Order.
Yes, which means you found what, Franchise? The proper what? What's that?
The proper competence.
I love how you guys just throw ebook terms out here, hoping you hit one. Like a dartboard. Here's like, over here's functional, here's dysfunctional, here's pleasure, here's pain, here's expectation management, here's schedule, here's forum, here's academy, and just throwing darts hoping you hit the right word.
Plum, I got it.
Oh, give it to me.
Feminism.
Feminism.
I got it.
Yes, what is it?
What?
1 direction.
Yes, one direction. When you have the right function, you have the right direction. You know, as people always say, "Hey, man, we'll all get there we'll get there eventually. We're just going down different paths, man." Guess what? I want to go down the right path. I want you to go down the right path. I don't want you to waste 5 hours going this way. It's unnecessary to waste 5 hours going that way. When you could just go in a straight line. I want you to go in the right direction. I want you to go in the functional direction. I want you to get there the least amount of wasted effort. The least amount of extraneous clown activity. Okay, let's get to... Oh, I didn't intend to do that. I wanted to get to expression. I was begging to get to expression. We're going to do that right now. The rest of the class, we're going straight to the expression section. Oh, every time I start the class, I'm like, I want to make it through this whole page of topics. I just want to make it through.
I always hear that when you in the other podcasts. Like, I plan on making it all through that.
I sound like a student, right? I'm like, hey, guys, I'm going to make it through all the topics today. We're going to do it. I swear.
Plum, if you can't stick to your schedule, you gotta tone it down.
Yeah, what's the point? If I can't even keep my own schedule, there's no point.
Your clock is off.
It is?
Yeah, Wednesday,
7?
4:30 a.m.
Tuesday, 7:30, 59. What are you looking at?
Never mind.
Never mind. Okay.
So weird.
Let's go. Let's pick one.
Yeah. Wednesday is January 25th. It's 24th today.
Where are you looking at?
Like,
Oh,
post by
it's the 25th today?
It's the 24th.
Yeah, I got 24th on my clock. Are you talking about, the forum clock?
Yeah.
Oh, I better...
4 o'clock is GMT.
Yeah, I better check my settings on my clock. Okay, I'll check it. Let's pick one here. Cole, pick one. Did you make a post yet, an expression post yet, Cole?
I haven't yet.
Not yet. Cole, the new guy. What's your story?
Dude, what's your form name before you sit?
Carbon Winter.
Carbon something.
Yeah, Carbon Winters.
Cole, what's your story? Give us the short version.
Spiel.
Well, I'm recently out of a pretty long-term relationship.
A long, torturous relationship.
Yeah, that didn't end well for various reasons.
Surprisingly, relationships that end usually don't end well.
Correct. But I've had some more amicable splits than this one. This one was pretty.
Oh, he's a
rough.
nice guy. We get along well. We're buddies. We just were into different things. It was mutual. I like when they say it's a mutual breakup, meaning I just broke up with him and he agreed with it, I think.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
mutual.
I did the dumping this time.
Oh, good. All right. Why did you dump her?
Oh.
Well, a couple of reasons. One, the main reason was I wasn't real happy. But the other reason was that she had some pretty serious health problems, and I couldn't see us, getting married.
Right. A future. Okay. And strangely enough, I have the same exact situation with you. A relationship ago. Health problems. Exactly that. Exactly that issue.
Wow. That's a tough one. It really is.
It is. I agree. It's a
but
monster.
I think, all in all, I learned that, and she manipulated me through a lot of those issues. And
so you still had problems. You still had management problems, basically.
Yeah, and I guess I've kind of been looking for some answers. That really upset me quite a bit, and I have some areas of competency. I think in terms of my communication. I run a business. I have employees, and I'm pretty.
Hold on, I'm Captain Kirk rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, I know, but I understand that there's quite a bit of dysfunction in terms of my romantic relationships.
I'm going to tell you this, Cole, which you are going to be shocked by. All relationships are related. There is no such thing as I am good in this business category, but I am bad in this personal relationship. On paper, it might look like, I'm making X amount of money, so that proves that I'm good with business, right?
Sure.
No such thing. You will learn very quickly, or maybe very slowly, that all relationships are related. Your social competence does not turn on at business and then turn off in your romantic life. Authority doesn't work like that, and your relationships, you'll find out, don't work like that. In certain areas, you will be deceiving yourself about your competence, and you will discover that as you train at the academy. We are here to teach you
I
that.
certainly appreciate you saying that. I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not disagreeing either. I agree with me 100%, and I agree with you when you agree with me. So that's where we're at agreement-wise.
That's kind of the Reader's Digest version of how I ended up where I am.
Well, I'm glad we have you. Eventually, we'll get you as enjoyable or as joyful as Bogler is.
I'm having a great time.
It shows on your face.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Looks like a funeral. Is he having a great funeral over there?
How long ago was the breakup?
Sounds like it was 2 minutes ago by his face.
It was March.
Oh wow!
Wow, it's time to hug Blue. Too bad Blue isn't here. He would have been your shoulder.
Mine was over in November.
Oh, Bogler aborted his kid, and now it's November, right? You'll want to hear about Bogler's story. He didn't literally abort the baby, but he aborted an imaginary baby. You'll want to get together with Bogler and Blue to commiserate. So they'll talk to you about their relationships. Actually, there's a couple of people here that have relationships they can talk to you about. But glad to have you here. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
We're going to eventually work on your expression so that you will not only improve in your business relationships, but in every single relationship you have.
I look forward to it.
We look forward to it too, more than you know. Okay, so you don't have an expression post yet. You're going to want to get on that ASAP so we can work on your expression. Let's see. We're going to start with HS 101.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm so tempted.
His written expression is really good.
Yeah, he's not here, but he's going to fap to this on the podcast. Okay, all right, fine.
Oh my god!
All right, we'll do it.
Can
I'd rather him.
explain to me what that means?
What's that?
That?
It's a trendy word for masturbate.
Demonstrate, Boggle.
See Boggle's hand motion. There you go. Now you know what fap is.
Is it an acronym for something?
No, it's like
It's the sound. It's phonetic.
I think it's internet.
It's onomatopoeia. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch. Yeah, I was gonna make a sound. I was gonna do sound effects. Boggles beat me to it.
Just add a little pre-cum in there.
All right, let's not go X-rated. Tortilla, rein it in. Tortilla, roll it in. Tortilla, rein it in. Roll it in. Reel it in. There we go. Reel it in. Tortilla.
We're gonna read it.
You're gonna read it. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, the Jedi Boner Saber, High School 101.
Let me bring it up on my screen real quick.
Okay. Anybody see the screen clearly? Want to start off the first paragraph? Okay.
Yeah, I do. All right, I'm ready.
Let's get with. I'm scared. Big L, how's your lag?
Oh, my lag?
Yeah. Are you lag? It sounds like it's okay right now.
I'm pretty sure that I don't have lag.
I'm pretty sure you do have lag. You're answering like every 10 seconds I get an answer. Sorry, Big L, I would have you read, but we got too much lag with you. Franchise,
Yes.
you ready?
Yes.
Okay, hit it.
Okay. Is it, sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make a great post. It's what I'm looking for, that one
Okay,
catalyst.
hold on. Before I fall asleep, Boggles is going to teach you how to read. Because Boggles has read before. Boggles, you ready? You ready to bring your oral expression skills?
All right. Sometimes.
Hold on a second. Can you turn that off?
Yeah. Hold on. Mr. Sir was calling me. Sorry.
Tell Mr. Sir we're in class. Click that off. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to turn it off.
Motherfucker. Boggles, what's going on over there? Come on.
The techno music. I think I have a back in the Hold on 1 second.
Turn off your techno. Come on. This isn't a club. Let's go.
Okay. You stop calling. All right. Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make a great post. It's when I'm looking for that.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Jar's going to teach us how not to fall asleep. He's going to teach us how to read a sentence and to enter into what. Actually, Jar, you tell me what you're going to do before you read,
Okay.
so everybody can pay attention. Boggles, are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay, because Jar's going to teach you how to read. Jar, what are you going to do?
So what I'm going to do is while I'm reading, things that stand out to me and writing, like the writing in the words that affect me, I'm going to show that they affect me through the way that I read it to you.
Oh, did you hear that? Can you say that again? That was amazing. I want to hear that again.
Articulate. Thank you. I don't know if I can replicate it.
No, you can't. That was amazing. I want you to make a post about it. I want you to promise me you're going to make a post right now.
That's what I was trying to do this time.
Yeah, okay.
You failed at it. That's why Jar's going to do it. Jar, promise me you're going to write about this.
I'm putting it in a notepad right now, so don't forget.
Okay. We'll see how much your promises are worth. All right. Tell me again. Tell me the answer again. Because Travo's dying to repeat it.
So when I read this post, and I'm reading through the words, I'm going to have personalized reactions to what I'm reading, to certain words and sentences, and I'm going to express that through the way that I read it, through my voice and how I inflect my voice.
That's fucking amazing. That's ebook worthy. We should add that to the ebook in reading. I'm dead serious. Travo, can you summarize what he just said?
No.
Well, guess what? Jar's going to say it again so you can summarize it and you can pay attention. Say it again, Jar.
Sorry, Jar. Okay, it's okay. So when I read a post, what I try to do is I'll read sentences and they'll have a certain effect on me. And I'm going to show you guys that effect by expressing it through how I read it and how I say it through voice inflection. So
the words, the sentences, the phrases that affect you, you're going to demonstrate how they affect you by the way you read it.
Yes.
Travo, can you sum that up, what he just said?
Yeah, he's basically, when he reads it, he's gonna, however he feels when he reads it, he's gonna convey that in how he's saying it.
Yes. What's one of the ways he can convey that? What's one of the ways he can convey how he's affected?
Raising his voice at certain parts that
Okay,
excite him.
right? Tim Will, what's another way he can convey the way he's affected by what he's reading?
It's not just the inflection and tone. It's the tone of voice.
His tone, right? What else? What's another way he can convey how he's affected by what he's reading to us, Bogler?
By being transparent with the emotion that the phrase generates.
Yeah, but what's the way? What's a specific way he can show us that emotion, or he's going to demonstrate that emotion?
Inflection.
We covered that one.
Varying his pitch.
That's voice inflection, Boggles. Nice
being animated, but that's facial expression.
Okay, well, we'll accept facial expression. What's another one, Carbon?
Oh, being emphatic.
Carbon?
I'm at a loss. I don't know.
Hold on, before you start, could you say, Boggles, please shut up. The professor's addressing me.
Boggles, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, no, the professor's addressing me.
The professor is addressing me.
There you go. Okay, could you answer again?
Well, I suppose that he could let the emotion from the text sort of come through him and
yeah, we already said that. We're looking for ways. How specifically?
different ways, or just more specifically drill
Another
down
specific way. We already talked about voice inflection. Boggles added what'd you say, Boggles? Facial
expression.
Facial expression, right? What's another way?
Intensity.
Intensity? Okay. DVP, what's another way?
By slowing down how you speak.
Slowing down the speed of your reading.
Yeah.
Listen. Torero, tortilla. I want you to pay Attention.
Okay. Attention.
Isn't that the same as emphatic?
I want you to pay attention. Which is
I
more
want you to pay
emphatic?
attention.
The speed of the way I read the words, okay? What's another way, franchise?
Gestures.
Gestures. Give me an example.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Give me an example.
No, he just
What's the international...
Just did one.
He just did
Oh, there you
Just
go.
did
Oh,
one.
sorry, there you go. Yes, yes. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen. Do it again.
I don't know.
Okay. Give me, Cole, give me a sorrowful look. I'm sorry, not a sorrowful look, a sorrowful gesture. A sorrowful gesture. With your hands. A sorrowful gesture. You're Helen Keller. Give me a sorrowful gesture. With your hands. That's it? Okay. Jar. Give me an angry gesture with your hands. Okay? Tim Will. Give me a confident gesture with your hands. Do it again. Couldn't see it. A little higher. Get your hands a little higher. Do it again. That's your confident gesture?
Don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's your I don't know. That's the opposite of what I asked you for. I want your
don't know what's
confident gesture. That's the I don't know what the hell I'm talking about gesture. Give me a confident gesture.
Powers people.
Give me a James Bond gesture. You're James Bond. What the fuck? That is not a James Bond gesture, Tim Will. Give me a James Bond gesture. Yo, hey, look. How do I get him off? Big Will. This guy is
Wait, what was that?
Big L.
Yeah?
Click close. See the exit button in your classroom right there? Click the exit button in the top right corner.
Why?
Click the exit button in the top right corner.
Okay, yes, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Tim Will, give me a confident gesture.
I don't know.
You're just going to have to do it anyway. Make believe. You can do it. Make believe. Okay, do it again. Strong point. Okay. Travo, give me a happy gesture. Okay. So we see various ways.
That's happy.
Tortilla.
What?
Tortilla, give me a somber gesture.
I don't know.
Make it up. Bring those hands up.
Oh, just a gesture.
Just a gesture. Okay, there you go. So we have various ways, even with our hands, to convey how we're feeling, what we're thinking. This is what you want. You want to convey your person to the other person. The more you can convey your person to the other person in the shortest amount of time, which means volunteering information about yourself, volunteering your person, the sooner you will form a relationship with the other person. If you start off carbon copy and you say to Jar, like Pillowfort loves to do when he comes in the chat room, "What's up, bro?" What will I tell you, Jar, if I hear you say, "What's up, bro?"
You'd probably tell me to get out of the chat room.
Yeah, I'll tell you to get the fuck out of the chat room. Why don't I want to hear, "What's up, bro?"
Because that's not conveying anything about me. That's not anything new to your ears. It's boring. It's not expressing myself.
Stephen
It's not
Hawking,
real.
what are you doing over there? Boggles Hawking, what are you doing?
I had to get my slippers from over there.
You got your slippers? You ready?
Yeah.
Jar, can you ask him the question I just asked you?
Yeah, Boggles, what happens, what would Plum do if you go into the chat room and type, "Hey, what's up"?
Or "What's up, bro?"
Yeah, he would tell you to get out and go read the thread on what to do in the chat room.
Yes, I'll tell you to read the chat room thread. Why would I tell you that, Boggler, if I caught you saying, "What's up, bro?"
Because you're defeating the purpose of the chat room by saying "What's up, bro?"
Yes, what is the I love your answers today, Boggles. What's the point of the chat room?
You're supposed to be conveying and sharing your personal reactions to things that you come across with your fellow students and work on developing your expression.
What does "What's up, bro?" do?
What's up, bro? Puts the burden of the conversation on the other
Oh,
student.
this guy's amazing today. I wish Boggles could be this way every single day.
That's great.
I think Cole's inspired. I think Cole's like, why is Boggles the worst student at the academy? That's not true. He's the best student. I don't get it. That must be
I
hype.
get stuff theoretically.
Yeah, he gets the theoretical stuff. Okay. Let's see. Travo, you ready to demonstrate how to read correctly?
Yes, I am.
All right, hit it.
First paragraph?
Yes, first paragraph.
Okay.
Wait, let's just wait for Travo to decide what to do. Let's pretend you didn't answer, and let's just wonder what Travo's going to do. Will he shipwreck the podcast and just leave dead silence there?
I couldn't remember what paragraph.
Oh no!
Oh no! What's going to happen? What if you read the third paragraph or the fourth? The whole podcast would explode.
We will all leave if you get that.
We would all leave, right?
We'll all be so offended that you got the wrong paragraph.
I know.
Never come back
What do you want?
and
Jar has specific advice because this is Jar's exact problem, especially when he first came to the academy.
Yeah.
Jar wants to tell you a certain piece of advice that's going to help you because this affected his whole life.
Okay, it's better to post, or sorry, it's better to read the paragraph and get told that that's the wrong paragraph than not do anything at all and wait for an answer. Wait, that wasn't it. That's not what you taught me.
Pretty close.
Oh, that was it, Jar. I
No,
told you that.
Was that it?
Yes, you got it. Now tell him why.
Because you need to fail forward. If you're not failing or moving forward by default, then you're already failing. So it's better to fail forward and uncover wrong answers than just stand still and not do anything.
Now, Taros, tell Travo the exact same thing, but use the word decision instead of post or instead of what was the other thing you just used, Jar?
You need to make it this. Go ahead.
I think I used fail forward.
Just tell him the same thing, Terrell, but use the word decision instead.
You need to make a decision on what to do instead of being stuck in indecision.
Yes, exactly. Because don't leave him hanging. Why do you just leave him hanging like that?
I fulfilled what you asked for.
No, you did not fulfill what I asked for.
I used the word decision.
Yeah, use it confidently this time. Go ahead.
You need to make a decision instead of staying indecisive, so that you can fail instead of not failing at all. Damn, I messed that up.
Boggles, can you make sense of what he just said? Can you explain to him the exact same thing but use the word decision correctly this time?
It's better to make a decision, even if it's a wrong decision. It's better to get corrected and move forward. You should always move forward.
Versus?
Then stay at one place, then stay indecisive and stagnant.
Exactly. Did you get that, Travo?
I got it. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Or you can do the ball exercise that you love to do. You can do one more time.
Do you need to do the ball exercise today, Travo? Are you ready to read?
I'm ready to read.
Okay, hit it.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find...
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Stop right there. Let me ask you a question. Why did you choose the first paragraph?
Because I wanted to.
It's the wrong paragraph.
No, that's the right paragraph. That's all I was asking. Keep going.
Okay. Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor, that will make a great post. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy, but I can't seem to find it. I have to look around me and realize that the solution is right in front of me. You, my fellow students who I talk to and reply to on the forum. I can read your post and get some of the stimulation I need to keep on writing.
Wow. Did you hear what he just said? This is a fucking amazing paragraph. I don't know if you guys caught any of this, but this paragraph should have given you a boner. And if it did give you a boner, you weren't paying attention. Or either that, Travo was reading terribly. What was your comment on Travo's reading, Tortilla? What'd you think?
It was decent. It wasn't as monotone.
That was
to me,
decent, so it was terrible? Okay, tell him why it was terrible.
I didn't get that much emotion from it.
So you're like, who's this robot? Who's this Google bot that's reading this?
Right. I think he was sort of doing what I do sometimes. I worry too much.
Like
about
right now?
Sure I read it right.
Like right now?
Well, not like right now.
Like exactly right now? Okay, Tim Will, what did you think about Travo's reading?
There were some parts of it that.
So you thought it was terrible? What did you find terrible about it?
It didn't have the emotion to the whole thing. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
So you saw some parts of it that did kind of like fit the emotion of the paragraph. So you were like, yes. This makes sense here. I definitely caught that too. For instance, when he said that it factor, I caught him. I was like, that sounds like how it affected me. So that moved me a little bit. Everything else, it was like, jar.
Mm-hmm. So I think that Trav was a pretty shy guy, and for him to come out that much, was, I thought, an improvement as to what I thought I was going to do.
So you thought it was an improvement upon his normal terrible self? His normal
yes,
terrible
but at the
reading.
same time, at this academy, we strive for perfection. Like, we strive for the one correct way to do it, and he hasn't hit that yet.
So you're waiting for him to hit that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to, like, get there.
Get it, Travo, get it. All right, let's see. Joe, you're going to have to demonstrate. You're going to have to read that paragraph again, and by the way, I'm going to ask you questions about this paragraph, so pay attention, because if you weren't affected by this paragraph, you missed the point of the paragraph. Hit it.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find out that missing piece, that it factor that will make it a great post. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy.
Hold on, I'm falling asleep. Tortilla, you ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Hit it.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make it a great post. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy.
Okay, hold on before I fall asleep.
I knew it.
Can we get DBP in here?
Yep.
Hold on, let me get my pillow ready. Hold on. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, go ahead, DBP.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make it a great post. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy, but I can't seem to find it. I have to look around me and realize that the solution is right in front of me. You, my fellow students who I have talked to and replied to on the forum. I can read your post and get some of the stimulation I need to keep on writing.
What'd you think, Boggles?
Generally, I was like, oh god, high school 101 is writing, but then...
your arch rival, Indian, high school 101 is writing.
Not just that, I don't like reading his expression posts that much, it's too boring. I like the EM posts, I like the intellectual part of,
You don't like him spending 5 paragraphs talking about the texture of a hot dog.
Yeah, I hate that, yeah.
Okay.
I can picture his monotone voice, but when he writes intellectual stuff, I'm like, wow, this guy's a bright guy.
Yeah. Okay, but what did you think about DBP's reading of this paragraph?
Oh, that's the only time I want to listen, when DBP reads it.
Oh, so you thought it was good. Could you do as good as DBP, or worse or better?
Depends. A lot of times I can, sometimes I can't.
I want to know right now.
This time.
I could give it a shot.
I don't want to ask if you can give a shot. I wanted to know what it's going to be before I buy it.
I can do better than DBP.
You can do better than DBP? Are you kidding me? Oh, shit, son. Wait. What did you just say? Could you repeat that? I must have been hearing something. Could you say that again, please?
I can do it better than DBP.
I could do it better than DBP.
I can do it better than DBP.
So you're gonna do it better than DBP. All right, let's hear it. Go ahead.
God.
You better do it better than DBP, because Franchise is looking at you right now laughing, because he's gonna read it right after you and show you how to do it the correct way. He's gonna blow you away, basically.
Okay. Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make a great post. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy.
Oops.
But I can't seem to find it. I have to look around me and realize that the solution is right in front of me. You, my fellow students, who I talked to and replied to on the forum. I can read your posts and get some of the stimulation I need to keep on writing.
Don't try to influence the judges. Trevor, what'd you think?
At the beginning it was kind of slow start, but then when he got to you, that's when it really started getting good. And
So you hated it all up until the point of you.
yeah.
That's a lot of hate. What did you think, Carbon?
Aside from the content, I thought he read it pretty well.
Aside from the what do you mean?
No, I don't think the writing is that great.
Okay, so he doesn't like paragraph, but you think you read it well.
I do.
Okay, Tortilla, what'd you think?
I liked it better than DVP's. I don't know, it's something about his tone. His emotion comes across a little better.
So unlike your reading of the paragraph, he did a good job?
Very much so, exactly.
Okay, well, I'm looking for you, man. I'm waiting for you, Tortilla.
energy.
You're on my hit list, Tortilla. Big L, not Big L. Tim Will, what'd you think?
He had a lot more. He had a lot more emotion, like ups and downs in his voice. And
So you felt Bogler was being transparent with his reading, where you could see into the person as if Bogler had written this paragraph.
Well, I wouldn't go that much detail.
Oh, not that far. So not that good. Not that good is what you're saying. Bogler didn't read it that well, but close. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He read it well, but I'm not going to say it was perfect.
So it sucked?
No.
No.
It did not suck.
Okay, so it was okay. Come on, man. Make up your mind. What was it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it an 8.
You're going to give it an 8. Okay, DBP, what about you? What'd you think?
I thought he read it better than I did.
You thought he read it better than you did. I think he'd read it better than you did too. Interesting thing about you is you read quietly, but you almost read more dramatically sometimes. I've heard you read very quietly, but very dramatically in the way you arrange your reaction. But guess what? Franchise is going to dominate Bogler. Franchise has been reading since he's been growing up, and he knows how to read. He's Asian, bro. He could do it.
I feel like this though.
If you can't see my screen, go ahead and click on your own screen. It's High School 101's expression post.
I got it.
Okay, hit it.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to
Okay,
find
hold on.
that
Before I fall asleep or before I crash my car, I want you to slow down. I want you to slow down. Hit it.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make a great post. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy, but I can't seem to find it. I have to look around me and realize the solution is right in front of me. You, my fellow students who I've talked to and replied to on the forum. I can read your posts and get some of the stimulation I need to keep on writing.
Jar?
Yeah, I actually didn't think he had that in him. I think he did better than I would have expected.
Yeah, I was like,
So-
he didn't do great, but he shocked me. Like for franchise, I was like, that's pretty impressive for franchise level.
I don't remember how he's read in the past, so I don't.
I do.
Compare it to anything, but I thought it sounded like a campaign ad.
Campaign
like how a politician would speak in front of a bunch of his.
So you're saying you're not voting for franchise, in other words?
Yeah.
Bad PR team. Tortilla?
Actually, I would vote for him because he's such a good politician,
But you won't vote for him. You just lied to him. Okay, Tortilla.
I know he did better than me.
Yeah, that's obvious. What else?
I would place him third behind DBP.
Okay. We're going on training wheels, Tortilla. It's you and me. I'm going to read a sentence. You're going to parrot it back. You ready?
All right.
We're going to do this. All right, let me get my screen here so it doesn't shift in and out of me. Okay, here we go. Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor, that will make a great post.
Sometimes I have trouble writing a post, and I struggle to find that missing piece, that it factor that will make it a great post.
Boggles, what'd you think so far?
Torero can do better.
What's that?
Torero can do better.
You can do better. So terrible. Okay, Travel, what'd you think so far?
I thought it was pretty good for Taro.
Pretty good for Torero. So in other words, terrible. DBP, what'd you think?
I went to get some cookies. I didn't hear it.
So in other words, you were bored because you knew it was Torero going to be reading. Jar, what did you think? Jar.
Oh, Jar, I thought you cut out. I think it must be pretty helpful being able to, say a sentence directly after Plum says the sentence.
Yeah, I think that would be. You think that would help a guy, right?
Yeah, and I do believe that's what Torero tried, but at the same time, I feel almost against this technique because then Torero isn't Torero, Torero is Plum.
Torero's going to have to be Plum to graduate from this reading assignment. Carbon, what do you think?
I think his accent causes him to struggle a little bit.
I don't.
And
what do you think the real problem is, Torero? Because it's definitely not your accent, because Bogler's accent is thicker than yours.
Instead of just saying it's bad, tell me what's bad about it.
Well, guess what? You don't even have to know what's bad about it. All you got to do is just parrot exactly what I say. You have to sound exactly how I sound. Well, you're going to have to try again. Here we go. This is training. Here we go. It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy, but I can't seem to find it.
It's when I'm looking for that one catalyst, that one thought that will spark off a writing frenzy, but I can't seem to find it.
DBP?
I wasn't even listening.
Exactly. Me too. I almost fell asleep. Jar?
No, he's missing it, and he's missing something.
What is that something?
It comes out this Torero master machine, and it's kind of the same every time. I don't really see that much variation.
Yeah, it's like the paperclip. There's no variation. It's like the paperclip robot.
But I can see it. I can see it in my head. I can see him doing it, really attractively.
Right.
And
for sure it's there, but there's one main issue, and it's the same issue everybody has here, but to a certain degree.
Yeah, it's limits. He's got limits on himself, is what it is.
No.
No?
What is the issue, Tim Will? What's the problem? I'm going to give you a hint.
All right.
Carbon. Do kids sound like Torero?
He has no expression.
Carbon. Carbon.
Yeah, he sounds a little sophomoric, sure.
No. Do little kids sound like Torero? Think about little kids. When they tell you something, do they sound like Torero?
Sure.
No. Just the opposite. What do little kids sound like, Tim Will?
They're always like beaming, and they're.
Or what if you take their cookie? What happens? What happens to their face? You take their cookie.
They start yelling, and
They're authentic.
Yeah, they're very authentic. They're very transparent. You know exactly what's going on. Okay, so explain what I'm trying to say then. Okay, I get that you get it, but I want you to explain it.
Well, authenticity just means that there's nothing holding them back.
He's candid.
They're just real.
If you read the ebook,
real.
you would understand the concept of being candid. So what is the problem with Torero then? If we know that kids are candid, what's Torero's problem? Which is your problem?
Inhibition.
Can you expand on that word?
Well, the inability to let go of the things that keep you inhibited. I mean, not being able to be authentic and real and just...
Why? Why?
Fear.
Fear of what?
Ridicule, looking stupid.
Yes, exactly. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of ridicule. What will happen if I am candid when I read this? What will Jar think of me then? What will Tim Will think of me? What will DVP think of me? What will Boggles think of me? Right? If he sees the real way I read or my real expression, what will he think of me? When you're a kid, you don't have that thought. That's why your emotions are very transparent. Right?
And I would kind of submit to you too that that's why you're probably so well liked.
Exactly, because I'm very transparent with what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling. You can see that, and it comes across very quickly. It's very ingratiating. It attracts you.
Yeah.
It's a very attractive expression. So you'll see this when you talk to Boggles, when you get a chance to talk to Boggles. Okay, ready to...
I've never seen anybody smoke in class for the first time.
Who's smoking? I haven't seen that too. No, we allow smoking in class. I can't...
We do or we don't?
Because I'm not affected by... Well, in a roundabout way, I am affected by it. But right now, your screen, I'm not affected by it, so I'm going to allow you to smoke. I wonder if I should put a limit on him. A no smoking limit.
But it's so funny. I've never seen anybody
Yeah.
smoke in this class.
I didn't notice it until Boggles pointed it out.
Yeah, no kidding. I saw it too, but I didn't
Stop
comment.
smoking again.
Smoking again. He's all smoking again.
No, Plum, I want to comment on
Yes, go ahead.
kind of what you just said.
Go ahead.
So, like, I know that kids they don't care about what other people think about them, or they aren't afraid to
Right.
show other people who they are.
Right.
Now, for a long time, I was kind of in this phase where I told myself, I need to stop caring, or specifically I said, I need to stop giving a fuck.
Right.
Now, this was wrong.
Right. That's wrong.
What I know now is that it's not necessarily that I don't care. I do care.
Yes.
But I care that other people know that this is okay.
Exactly. It's not.
Okay.
See, people have this attitude where first they're very transparent, and then they get ridiculed or something happens where they get hurt. Right? Somebody does something to damage them, and they don't know how to damage their feelings, whatever you want to call it, and they don't know how to manage that reaction. They don't know how to manage a negative reaction they get from somebody, or they're doing something wrong socially. Right? They're doing something wrong that's causing the bad reaction. Right? And they don't know how to fix the bad reaction. So one of the two. Now, they don't know how to deal with that, so eventually they become neurotic, and they try to stifle, and they become Torero, they're monotone, etc. Eventually, they get to a point where they're like, it's too much pressure. It's too much pressure to do that. I saw him blow out a little magic dragon. Okay, so eventually, they don't care, or it's so stifling that they go to the other extreme where they say, I don't give a fuck now, because you haven't helped me meet my need. All you've been doing is kind of suppressing me and criticizing me and haven't helped me express myself. Now I'm going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum and say, I don't give a fuck about what you think. So I'm going to do things, whether they're good or bad for you. And many times they'll be bad for the other person in the relationship or not in the relationship, right? And they'll be like, fuck you. Right? This, like the punk mentality, ska, whatever you want to call it. Any type of rebellious attitude where you don't give a fuck, right? It's common in hip hop, common in rap culture. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck, right? So there's that extreme. But that doesn't solve the problem either. Yes, you definitely need to care about how people are reacting to you. But to get the proper reaction, you need to know how to convey yourself in a way that is attractive, in a way that is functional. The good thing is, when you're functional, that is spontaneously attractive. I know when I'm conveying myself to you candidly, I will get some good reactions, I will get some bad reactions. I know how to manage those bad reactions. I know how to manage those good reactions. But I know that conveying myself overall in an open and candid manner is attractive. It's inherently attractive, regardless of how you react to it. So if I'm transparent with my reaction with you guys, I know I'm going to get a good reaction in general from you guys. You will realize this too. The more you convey yourself in a candid manner, the more you'll get the good reaction from people in general. And the more you'll realize, oh, when I do this, I get this response. That's going to be like the pat on the back telling you you're going in the right direction. It's not to say you're not going to get negative reactions. That's where you learn how to manage your reactions. That's where the EM part comes in. But the point is, in general, if you're being candid and expressing yourself, you're going to get a good response from DBP. You're going to get a good response from Boggles. Right now it looks like poker. If we look at the screens, we hear me talking, it's like Plum's just saying stuff. Nobody's... Motherfucker. Plum's just saying stuff. Get rid of your smile, Terrell. Get rid of your cookie, DBP. Stop your smile. Everybody stop, knock out the smiling right now. Everybody's got poker face right now, right?
I can't. I'm having cookies.
Okay.
No, well, I'm interested.
The point is, okay, we're trying to play poker here. Everybody put on your poker face. Just a blank stare, blank emotion, all right? So I'm speaking. Now, because you guys haven't been trained to share your reactions with me, you're still playing poker, like Terrell. Terrell's good at poker here. We don't know what's going on, right? It's like, hey, are people being affected by my words positively or negatively? Is franchise into what I'm saying or not into what I'm saying? But if I'm conveying myself, that's not the point. Pay attention here. If I'm conveying myself in a candid manner, this is one of the... I am being guided by a principle of social interaction, which means this is conducive to a good relationship. So even if you guys are not conveying your reaction back to me in a candid manner, I am still attracting you. The more I interact with you, the more responses I get from you, the more times Carbon says, hey, we should hang out. He may say it with his, stone cold face, but the fact that he wants to hang out with me is going to tell me what, Jar?
Sorry, I didn't catch the last part.
Because he's telling me he wants to hang out with me. What's that tell me?
Well, that your expression is attractive.
Yes, that I'm attractive in some regard. Yeah. So if DBP comes up to me another time and says, hey, Plum, I want to hang out, even though he's got his poker face on, that still tells me, hey, I am doing something right with my expression. Eventually, once you train the people, the other thing is you're going to learn how to train the people around you, which is what I'm doing right now. You're going to learn how to manage their reactions so they give you the right reaction. You're going to learn how to elicit the right reaction, and you're going to learn how to train the people to give you the right reaction. You realize you're going to do both sides? Right now, I'm not only reacting to you and sharing my thoughts and my feelings candidly with you, a lot of you aren't giving me the right reaction. So right now, I'm training you to give me the right reaction. So there's two sides of the equation. There's me doing it right, and then me training you to respond in the right way.
Plum, I have a question on that.
Yes.
During a podcast, you say you want a reaction from us.
Yes.
But could you draw the line for when we should be giving you a reaction or when we should be listening? Because, I want to convey my reaction, but every time I do, I don't want to derail the podcast.
Right. As long as if you're conveying your reaction, now you care, right? You care about you're concerned with the podcast. This is good. It's a functional expectation. So a lot of times you might want to share, hey, your voice sounded funny here, or hey, this thing distracted me. But you realize in your head, that is not conducive to the podcast. So you got to consider the needs, right? That's functional to consider the needs. Yes, there are a lot of times you should interject. You're gonna fuck up sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna be like Boggles and give me something that is irrelevant. Boggles a lot of time, or many times today, derailed the podcast. I was like, what? Why the fuck did Boggles say that? But guess what? What did he also do?
He made his answers.
He gave some amazing answers that were very helpful. If you were paying attention, you'd be like, clapped. Like some of the answers he gave, I'm like, that is exactly the answer that I would never expect to hear from Boggles, and he gave it to me. I was impressed. So Boggles, because he is learning, hey, it's okay to make mistakes, he can fuck up in class. I will still get pissed. But guess what? He realizes now it's his duty. If he knows more, if he has more experience, that's his authority. He has an obligation to share that. So the more you start interacting, the more you're going to realize you're not just interacting just for the sake of, is it optional? Should I share this or not? What are you eventually going to realize, Torero?
That people want to see your reactions.
That I need to share this. If I don't share my candid reaction, this relationship's not going to go anywhere. If I keep saying to Carbon, hey, Carbon, you're a new student, right?
Yeah.
What's up, bro? Right, I just put all the burden on you. What's up, bro? And you answer.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. What's up, dude? Right? That's basically, I don't know. Nothing. So then I see you again in class and I go, oh, hey, it's Carbon again. What's up, bro?
What's happening?
Yeah, and then you're going to go, what's happening? Which is another form of what's up, bro? Right? Means nothing. You ever had people, they say, what's up? And you actually start answering and they just walk away? They're like, hey, what's up? And I'm, well, this, and they're already gone. Throwaway. Means nothing. Puts a burden on the other person. Tell me something. You stimulate me. That is not being functional in a relationship. If I was that way, this academy would tank. Imagine if I was just like, hey, students, what's up? Tell me what's up. What are you learning? You read the ebook? Cool. What'd you learn about it? Oh, cool. All right, later. See you next class. Nice, right? Nice. Good class. Brofist. How excited would you guys be to come to class? Oh, I can't wait for Plum to say, what's up, bro? I can't wait to get a brofist from Plum again. This is going to be an awesome class, right? Trevor would be like, where do I get my refund and how do I quit the academy?
Yeah.
So, I have to be able to convey myself. So back to the main point. What's the main point? Torero cares a lot about what others think of him. It takes effort for him to sound like this. You guys don't realize it. You guys hear this enough and you hear, oh, that's just Torero. That's just the way he is. He's trained that way. Yeah, he is trained that way. Guess what? It takes effort to sound like that. Do you realize that? It takes less effort to sound like me and more effort to sound like Torero. Do you realize that? Carbon, did you realize it takes more effort to sound like Torero and less effort to sound like me?
Not until you said it.
Well, I want you to think about that tonight. Everybody in podcast land, I want you to think about that. We're way over time, so we're going to finish this up real quick. Torero, ready?
Oh, I thought you said we were going to finish separate.
Yeah, you're the parrot on my shoulder. Let's go.
Trying to get out.
Let's do it.
I have to look around me and realize that the solution is right in front of me. You.
I have to look around me and realize that the solution is right in front of me. You.
Oh, here's my face pump. Okay, you ready? You're me. Close your eyes, Jedi. You're going to be me. Exactly like me. Don't think about any technique, any method. Just repeat. Just try to imitate my voice tone, my inflection, my pausing, my pacing, etc. Just imitate me. My fellow students who I have talked to and replied to on the forum.
My fellow students who I've talked to and replied to on the forum.
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 I can read your posts.
I can read your post.
And get some of the stimulation I need. And get some of the stimulation I need to keep on writing.
And get some of the stimulation I need to keep on writing.
Okay, we're not going to ask any opinions because we're going to be here forever. Okay, thank you guys. We've gone over. It's been a great class as always. Enjoy having you here, and also especially the new students. Any last questions or comments before we end it? Carbon?
I'm not going to get caught with my hand in the jar.
Yeah, don't get caught with your hand in the jar. Carbon, how was your first class?
It was fun, thank you.
Thank you for attending. All right, guys.
Cookies?
You guys can stick around and chat if you want, but I'm going to exit out of here. Thank you guys as always.